bow down my knee to bless, favor, do good, and exalt those who bow down their knee to bless, favor, do good, and exalt you. I will decree a curse of misfortune and total destruction to those who dishonor and disrespect you by taking you lightly. Will the majority of the world's 195 nations recognize the sovereignty of Israel, the only Jewish nation in the world? There are sadly 31 countries who refuse to do so. From its birth as a nation in 1981 until the current war Hamas began in October 2023, Belize was not among those 31 nations. But on November 14, 2023, without consulting the Belizean people or holding a referendum of any kind, the small Caribbean nation of Belize severed diplomatic relations with Israel, citing what it called unceasing indiscriminate bombing in Gaza. The government of Belize also withdrew its welcome to the Israeli ambassador, Einat Kranz Niger, and announced that it had withdrawn the request for accreditation of its honorary consul in Tel Aviv. All of this was done without consulting the Belizean people, who are majority Christian and recognize that Israel existed from before the time of the Bible.
It was one of the most disgraceful acts. So for Belize, or I don't say Belize, for the People's United Party government, on behalf of the Belizean people, to take such a bizarre, extreme position, there was absolutely nothing to gain and everything to lose.
Several churches banded together to march for peace in Israel.
They were united in their convictions that supporting Israel is in fact the will of God.
Out of all the whole world, which all belongs to God, there's one land, one tiny little piece of land that He has designated and given a deed. You can't have a deed more powerful than one given by the Creator of heaven and earth.
Israel has existed for thousands of years. That is what the Muslims, their doctrine tells you. That is what the Christian doctrine tells you. And that is what the Torah, the Jewish doctrine, tells you. They were persecuted. They were exiled from their land. That is how some of them, not all of them, ended up in Europe. So to make it that it's white people coming back to colonize Israel is ridiculous. That was only ever Israel. Before that it was Canaan. Then the Romans named it Syria, Palestine.
Today, as a former member of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Foreign Service Officer of Belize, tasked with the responsibility for the establishment of the Diaspora Desk for all Belizeans abroad, I, Patrick Menzies, on behalf of the Belizean people, would like to formally issue an apology and a statement of support for the nation of Israel and its people in the diaspora. We are in constant prayer for the shalom of Jerusalem and Israel on a whole. As the president of the Alliance of Ministers and Leaders of Belize, the only nationally recognized body of Alliance of Ministers and Leaders for the evangelical Spanish churches of the nation, I hereby declare that we vehemently oppose the position our nation has taken, and we stand unequivocally with Israel and its people in their right and obligation to defend themselves and their people. We reject the replacement theology that has been embraced by some in the Christian community, and hereby publicly declare our recognition that the land of Israel in its entirety, to include Gaza, Judea, and Samaria, belong to no one else but the people of Israel. We hold this truth to be self-evident, that the only people in history to be assigned their own property or land by the Creator of heaven and earth is the people of Israel, who were assigned the land of Israel. Forgive us, Israel. We repent on behalf of the nation of Belize for government's audacity in severing diplomatic relations with you, the spiritual mother of all nations. We repent for our failure in our nation to unequivocally condemn Hamas for their heinous and inhumane acts through international war crimes. We repent for their failure to stand with Israel as part of a coalition of nations demanding an immediate surrender and the return of all hostages. We make this declaration today before the Holy One of Israel. Belize hereby bows its knees to bless, honor, and exalt Israel as the chosen possession of the Most High God. Am Yisrael.
Chai.